Hi, Dr. Fowler, and this is Videos Journal 7, and this is my response to Indy Wilson's videos and like a wrap-up of the semester. So let's get into it. I enjoyed these videos. They honestly reminded me of like old youth group videos that we used to watch in middle school. But I felt like it was an interesting concept to think about, like what characters we are and how like our smallness interacts with the way that we tend to think of ourselves as like the main character of our lives, and don't necessarily recognize that God is the one who's really like writing the story. And so I think for me in this particular season, I see several like character roles that I could be playing, but I think long term I think the role that I have always like longed for is like the role of the wise mentor, like Yoda or Dumbledore or any good wise person who can come along others and support them in their journeys. But I think in this particular season, mine is more of resiliency and overcoming. But I also recognize that I definitely have negative narratives that could be written as well. I'm the overachiever and put way too much worth into my grades and my performance. I've had to let go of a lot of familial relationships, and so there's definitely like a theme of abandonment that could be written. But I think it's interesting to think about the ways that our class studies art or pop culture or different texts, and how so many different people can have different perspectives on the same text, and this idea that even if you are so confident that what you are doing is right or that this text should be read in a certain way, someone else can disagree. And so I think there's a beauty that this class has taught me in terms of being able to form a well-stated argument and stand behind it, whereas I typically like to be more in the middle of the road and not be as clear in stepping on one side or the other, and trying to just kind of make everyone happy. But I think there is something to be said for choosing to live in confidence. I don't know that confidence is quite the right word, but like a confidence and a peace that you are doing, like obviously seeking guidance and prayer and all of that along the way, but trying your best to live into God's will, rather than this constant sense of like second guessing based on other people's opinions. And so I think for me that was something really valuable that I see overlapping in like my current stage of life, as this has been something that's come up like personally, professionally, in terms of using my voice and being more firm in what I believe in, as opposed to trying to fit in with whatever group I'm around. I think this course with that kind of like completes my time at ACU, especially since I'm taking it in the spring as opposed to the fall, but kind of ties this bow on this journey that I've been on the last 4 years of learning to speak out and share my voice, and being more willing to stand behind and like support my own arguments, as opposed to just repeating whatever I hear others saying, and what is like parroting whatever they would have me say. So thank you for a wonderful semester.